You've probably heard of Intamin's famous rides in North America, including Millennium Force, Kingda Ka, Superman the Ride, and even Incredicoaster. But at some point, every coaster enthusiast probably wondered, well, what happened to them? Basically, Intamin went on an 8-year drought of not building any thrill coasters in North America. Until now. But why for so long? In this video, I'll give you 5 reasons why North American parks avoided buying Intamin rides for a long time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 8.
Hey guys, and welcome to 808 Coaster Life. If you're new to this channel and you love roller coasters and other theme park related stuff, please consider subscribing for quality coaster entertainment every 1 to 2 weeks. First of all, I want to give a quick shout out to CoasterMania for suggesting this video idea. His channel link is the first link in the description. If you have any ideas you think would make good coaster videos, let me know down in the comments. If I like it, I might do it, and your comment will get featured in that video. Let me preface this by saying Intamin has recently changed. They have improved a lot during their American coaster drought. We are going to be seeing Intamin's first American creations in about 9 years. But why did they all of a sudden stop producing rides in North America for years? Let's start with reason number 1, unreliability. Intamin rides are notorious for breaking down more than the typical roller coaster. This is because Intamin coasters have a lot of moving parts and a lot more sensors compared to the typical roller coaster. So if one of those sensors malfunctions, the whole roller coaster breaks down. So if you think about it, Intamin coasters are being too safe and too sensitive. Intamin especially had problems with their hydraulic launch technology. Hydraulic launches such as the one on Top Thrill Downtime have a lot of sensors, and it's in general a very complicated system, which is why Intamin discontinued the hydraulic launch a few years ago. It's not good when your company is known to be unreliable. Reason number 2 is the high maintenance. Intamin's extreme layouts with crushing positives and thigh-crushing airtime take a toll on the track and the trains. Because of that, they have to be maintained a lot more than your typical roller coaster. As with all roller coasters, there are a lot of moving parts that may get lost or damaged. From what I know, Intamin parts cost more money than the typical roller coaster and take a pretty long time to ship, especially for parks outside of Europe. I don't know if this affects the high maintenance and reliability, but Intamin actually collaborates with different companies to produce their coasters. Stakotra makes the track and train chassis, while Intamin designs the layouts and manages the projects. They've also worked with Giovanoa before. Reason number 3 is the intense layouts. Have you ever wondered if it's possible for a roller coaster to be too intense? Well, apparently it is. I didn't think it would be possible. Well, let me explain. Intimidator 305 opened up at King's Dominion with a layout that's very compact for its size. Although we coaster fans praise this coaster for its intensity, it's not for everyone. Many casual visitors who rode it when it opened complained that the first turn is too intense, making it very easy to experience grayouts or even blackouts. So later on, Intamin reprofiled the first turn, making it wider and taller, and also added trims to the bottom of the first drop. It didn't fix the problem entirely, but at least made it more tolerable for those not used to its level of intensity. I-305 wasn't the only culprit. Maverick was originally designed with a third inversion, a low-to-the-ground heartline roll before the stangle dives. This heartline roll put a lot of stress on the track and the trains and was too intense for the average person. One person from Intamin rode Maverick during one of its first ever test runs, and after getting off, he instantly knew that the heartline roll needed to be removed. So before Maverick's opening, Intamin took out the heartline roll and replaced it with an S-bend near the water. While we coaster fans would have loved to have ridden Maverick with its heartline roll at least once, it was a good decision to replace it before the ride opens. These two incidents show that Intamin is willing to push the boundaries of what roller coasters can do to a very extreme extent to where rides can't operate smoothly. Some Intamin rides are still not popular because of how intense they are. Luckily, Intamin's recent layouts improved a lot. Instead of focusing on sheer intensity, Intamin's new layouts focus on having some of the craziest and most unique elements ever created with a variety of forces. If you compare Skyrush, built in 2012, to the Walibi Belgium Mega Coaster, which will open up in 2021, those layouts are very different. But because of those reprofiles, that's why parks avoided Intamin for a pretty long time. Reason number 4 is the accidents. Of course, roller coasters are very safe, and you should not go on a roller coaster expecting to be in an accident, but there were a few accidents from Intamin roller coasters that got a lot of buzz. One of them is Ride of Steel at Six Flags Darien Lake. Luckily, GP2 Enthusiast has made a great video explaining this accident. You can check that out via the second link in the description. A pretty similar incident happened on Bizarro at Six Flags New England. These two incidents made Intamin's T-bar restraint seem pretty sus. There were also a couple cable snap accidents caused by their hydraulic launch technology, such as top throw dragster and accelerator, but one of the most notable Intamin accidents occurred on Shoot the Rapids at Cedar Point. It was at this point that Cedar Fair avoided Intamin and other parks followed, and that was basically how the drought began. Although none of these theories are confirmed, I'd say it's pretty reasonable that some of these accidents caused resentment towards Intamin, leading to their coaster drought. Of course, no manufacturer is perfect. That's just how it is. Reason number 5 are other minor quirks, mainly Intamin's trains. Intamin coasters in the early 2000s featured the beloved T-bar restraints. They're comfortable, minimal, and small, giving you large amounts of freedom. But because of some of the accidents I mentioned earlier, Intamin had to redesign their restraints. Unfortunately, Intamin's new restraints couldn't stack up to the old T-bars. Intamin first went with hard over-the-shoulder restraints such as those found on Kingda Ka and iSpeed, which were also installed on i305, Maverick, Stormrunner, and Fahrenheit. These weren't very popular because of how easy it is to get headbanging. Then they made their soft over-the-shoulder restraints, which were a big improvement over their predecessor, which were also installed on some of the coasters mentioned earlier, but some coaster fans still complain about it possibly stapling them. Then there were the infamous Skyrush restraints. Some people like them, but some people hate them. There were also the Superman the Ride U-bricks, which really took a toll on the ride's popularity. Intamin finally nailed it when they built Terran at Phantasialand, and since then they used that same over-the-head lap bars for all of their new major coasters. Compared to other manufacturers, Intamin's track record was very rough in the late 2000s and early 2010s, but Intamin has improved on most of their flaws, but Intamin still isn't perfect. From what I've heard, Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure was initially a hassle to operate because of all of the moving parts and innovations, but soon we are seeing our first Intamin thrill coasters in America since Skyrush, which opened in 2012. Pantheon at Busch Gardens Williamsburg and Velocicoaster at Islands of Adventure will give new Intamin a good impression on American parks. If these rides are successful, we could see chains like Cedar Fair and Six Flags working with Intamin again. So let me know down in the comments where does Intamin rank for you in terms of coaster manufacturers. What is your favorite Intamin roller coaster you've ridden? If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by leaving a like on this video. And if you're new to this channel and you love roller coasters and other theme park related stuff, please consider subscribing for quality coaster entertainment every 1 to 2 weeks. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.